say, this is PT French True Chaser. Thank you for this interview. I appreciate it. This is my new video. It's called Alien Invasion, Fact or Fiction. If you want, you can come a little closer because I'm going to sit up here. Alien Invasion, Fact or Fiction. I believe that it's fact and fiction, and I'm going to tell you why I believe it's fact or fiction. First off, I believe it's fact. And that's because in my video with Peggy King, we talk about the astral world, and we talk about how there's a war going on in the astral world. And what I mean by astral world is when you die, that dimensional state that you're in, ghost, spirit world, stuff like that. I believe that, you know, Bill Schneider, I cover and push a lot of his videos and his awareness, man, gave his life for his research about exposing the reptilian agenda and the Illuminati agenda and the population of the human race by 2025, I think it was. Now, I believe that there is an astral world war going on, and I believe that people are being shot down into the ground to blow up these bases. And I also believe that that's another reason why these earthquakes are happening. Now, the mainstream media isn't going to tell you this because they're full of crap and they lie. What's going on is the fact lies is basically that, you know, other, you know, beings from outer space, as crazy as that may sound to some of you, are here, you know, helping us. I mean, they are basically shooting sonic beams into the ground. That's where you're seeing these strange lights and these strange noises coming from the planet that everyone's here and seeing. And they're destroying these underground bases. But the reason you can't see it is because they're doing it in a different dimension. I know that again sounds crazy, but a lot of people, you have to believe this, that from cradle to grave, you have been bred to understand work, slave, eat, raise your family, this, and this. This is a prison planet. The planet we live on is a slave planet. Basically what I mean by that is when you die, there's a web around the planet. It's an energy field. Now, ever since the beginning of time, which I'm going to get into in a second, but, you know, the fact aspect of it basically is that if the astral world is going on, which I think probably is, then the invasion would come up from the underground. I mean, you know, the negative beings would, you know, of course, come out. And they would try to either leave, or you'd see the good guys in our military and such worldwide shooting them down. Now, use your intuition. Use your own, you know, feel what you feel in your heart, whether it's real or whether it's fake. You'll know. Now, the fake aspect of it would be where the good guys aren't helping. And the worst scenario is like Phil Schneider said, that the government is not doing anything, which has a lot to do with basically the same thing as Tupac. When you've seen the illusion of Tupac on stage where he was a hologram, that's what I hear they plan on doing. And what will happen with that is basically they're going to make it look as real as they can, where a mothership comes down and they're going to say, boom, 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 you know, we decided that, you know, we're going to protect you guys, and the ones who protect you are the reptilians and the Greys. And the reptilians are going to say, well, humanity, you know, we've been living on the ground bases since thousands and thousands of years ago, and, you know, we're here we've been watching over you. These negative beings came in, and we helped you, open arms, hug, and love, and basically it's a trick. Because the reptilians that have been here have been nothing but evil, nothing but controlling us, and this isn't the only planet that they've done it. You know, people have been abducted. I myself have been abducted by the Greys, the 4-foot ones with the big heads and the eyes. I mean, I've had my own daughter came up to me one time, and she said, Daddy, she said I was on a camping trip. And I was taken out of my tent by one of these beings, and they seemed nice, and that made me want to throw up because of the simple fact that I know what these beings are about. Like Peggy King and I talked about in my videos, you know, their race was a slave race to the reptilians, the Draconian reptilians. These beings are about 7 feet tall, huge muscles, lizard people. Same thing David Icke talks about, the legendary David Icke talks about these things. They've been with the Sumerian tablets, the ancient Egyptians, the hieroglyphics show it, every religion, Christ, you know, everyone talks about, you know, Moses seen this chariot in the sky, and it's everywhere. The problem is that so many people have been conditioned to forget about it. They don't teach this in school when we go to school. They don't teach good history in school because they want us to forget. And so people who have been abducted know the pain that I felt of, having, forced upon your, your free will to shove somewhere and basically poked and prodded. Luckily, that doesn't happen to me anymore because I'm awake now, I'm strong now, and I'm out to awaken the masses and heal the masses and the people. Again, I've talked a lot about the hybrid program that the government has been working with the Greys on in exchange for technology. Now, what I think has happened is the Greys traded technology so that they can take a herd of cattle and experiment to keep their race from dying. Now, the hybrids that they have are living here. Whether they're good or bad, I don't know. If it's a fake false invasion, and it's a holographic invasion, then I would say they're bad. And they're basically, that's why the chemtrails are being sprayed, Monsanto, everything else, because it's a slow kill and they're going to kill us off, and, the hybrids are going to take over pretty much. I don't know if that's the case. I tend to not push fear, only awareness, and put love and light in my heart. We have to stay on a love vibrational, essence, energy. We have to love our family. We have to love our friends. We have to understand that none of us are perfect. And just because you may think that I'm crazy or she's crazy or he's crazy because we think outside the box, do the research. Don't ask people for proof. Don't ask me where's my proof. You want proof? Look it up and find it yourself. Because no matter what I say to you or he or she says, it's not going to you. I mean, it's going to happen. One way or another, whether it's false or whether it's fiction, you're going to see UFOs, which are already being seen now. You're just going to see what's hovering over your city. And then you're going to say, hey, look, French True Chaser Paul was right. Peggy Kane was right. David Icke was right all along. Swirlo was right. James Casbah was right. Kevin was right. And they all talk about the Olympics. Now we have surface air missiles pointed at the sky where the Olympics are. Now, why do we have that? Could be one of two things. Because a false terror attack. They just want to make sure terrorists don't want to attack. A lot of people are saying, well, they're going to have the holographic, the fake, invasion, and that's why they're going to have the missiles. They're going to, again, look within your heart. You'll know if it's real or it's fact or it's fiction. God help us if it is a false invasion, because then we're screwed. And all we have is each other. We have to exist in the highest form of love and love vibration that we can have. Get our shit together quick. Because a lot of people are looking for politics and this and this. No one wants to say, look, listen, stop judging me because I'm white and you're black and you're Spanish and you're Chinese, a Muslim and that. They want to separate us. This is, this planet, and I talked about the astral world and the web that was around us. There's a reason that we live in separate neighborhoods. There's a reason that we live in some people live in ghettos, some people live in this country, some people live in that country, and white kids go to this school, black kids got to go to this school. They want to separate us and have us kill it, push drugs in our neighborhood, guns in our neighborhood. But all this, true love is going to change. And I think that if it's a factual invasion, then good things are going to happen because the good aliens, the space government systems are going to be here with us. The Ramadan Council, the Ashtar Command, the Valerian, just keep love and light in your heart. And the mainstream media is behind this if it is fake. Because they don't cover Ron Paul, they don't cover anything positive. And if you look on my Facebook, it's Prince Space Truth Chaser. Prince Space and Truth Chaser. I have pics. Fox News reporters, shape-shifting. You see the eye, you see the face. I have it all on here. These lizard people have been holding us down for thousands of years, skinning them in. We're just going to stop. We're going to break. Put love and light in your heart. And realize that the only way out. French Truth Chaser, another French Truth Chaser video. Thank you for interviewing me. Love and light in your heart.